think that entrepreneurship is all about the business.
That's not true. Absolutely not true. Once you know yourself, who you are, what do you want, what you already know within yourself, you will definitely be successful. That I guarantee you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Personal Development for Entrepreneurs. I'm here with my good friend and mentor, Dr. Venga Kalachulu. Good evening, Dr. Venga.
Good evening. Good evening.
How are you doing?
Great. Couldn't be better.
Excellent. So today we're going to be talking about the importance of gratitude and how it can enrich people's lives. And we had a short discussion prior to starting on about gratitude and the history, how gratitude came to be, right? As it is today in terms of popularity and all that. Perhaps, Dr. Venga, we could start with what is gratitude?
Great question. Great question. Very great question. Because, it is in this world of ours, because we are very much influenced by the Western thinking, it is important that everything that we talk of must be defined. If it is not defined, it doesn't exist.
Right.
So that's why they do not know the difference between boy and a girl.
Right.
Everything will be defined, no? So we come total confusion in this area. So yeah, you're right. What is gratitude? First of all, let me give you some example of it so you understand what is gratitude, okay? Now, when you have done something good in your life, throughout your life also, when you've done something great, you suddenly felt something inside you that felt extremely, like as if you were out of this world. Have you ever felt that?
Yes.
You have, isn't it?
Yes.
So have I, And you don't understand. For some time, you try to think, hey, why am I feeling so good? I seem to be, exhilarated, like as if I'm on drug or something like that. Have you ever felt that, right?
Yes, I have.
You have, right? And I'm sure you can share experience on that. You can, if you remember, you can probably share that experience with somebody else. You felt it that way. Now, do you know why did you feel that way? Did you ever think about why you felt that way?
It was, I suppose, getting something that I wanted very bad, and then having to work hard for it. It was definitely a combination of things. It was the journey to get there and then the fruit of the journey itself.
You have difficulty explaining that in simple understanding. It's because, my dear friend Ikram, we have only one thing in this entire human body: cell. You can call it bone, you can call it kidney, you can cell. They are all cells, yes or not?
Yes.
We don't know the exact quantity of cells that each human have. Some guesses only. It starts from 30 billion to 150 billion cells we have. If all of these cells are happy at one time, that's when you feel what you have felt. Each cell is doing different thing, There's a heart cell, there's a cell in the brain, there's a cell in your leg, cell all over your body, yes or not? From your bowel to your, yes or not?
Yes.
When all of them get, and when you do something and you feel so good, is every cell in your body is exhilarated. You feel so happy that you can't even describe it, and then tears will come out of your eyes.
All right.
I am sure you have felt that too. So, in the word, you probably have heard it, which is used in meditation, called Vipassana, spelled Vipassana. A-N-A, Vipassana meditation. What is the meaning of the word Vipassana? What is that? It means one thing. You see the thing as they really are.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at me, you're not seeing the real me. You're seeing a human face.
Right.
But the real me is when you see inside of me.
Mm-hmm.
Like a plant, no? You look at a plant, a tree, you see a tree, but you don't understand the complexity of the tree completely. Do we?
Right. Right.
We can describe it, but we don't know. No? So like that, just imagine on top of our head, from here right down to the sole of our leg, if every cell in the body is happy, we are really, really grateful. I mean, all the cells are vibrating at a certain level, and they are extremely happy. Is it easy to describe it? No.
Right.
But we say this word, we are mentally happy, physically happy, yes or not?
Yes.
So when combined together, physically happy, mentally happy, when you reach that stage, you are grateful. But what are you grateful with or grateful for? Something that you wanted and you received it, or something you wanted it to happen and it happened, and suddenly you feel great. And when you feel great, you begin to look around. I mean, on that day that you felt like that, the whole day would have been very good. You'd have slept very well. You got up the next day also, you would have felt like that. I don't know whether you have ever experienced that or not.
I have.
So when you are grateful, there's a tremendous impact on your body and mind. We, unfortunately, the Western world have made it like buy a cake and take to somebody's house, and you are grateful that somebody invited you, or when there is some function, you give a ang pao, you give some money. This is the tangible thing which the West is very familiar with. Birthday card as an example. Okay, but all these are things invented to create more economic. So somebody will get rich out of it. No? You understand?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not done for the benefit of the human. If I walk into your house and say, hey, Ikram, sorry I surprised you, but I'm sorry I come, but I just wanted to see you. How are you? Will you feel happy?
Yes, I would.
But at the same time, you'll be annoyed. Why didn't you tell me you're coming? Correct or not?
Possible, yes. Yes.
No, Ikram, it's a fact. So what happens is, when we appreciate something, we also have the other side of it. We also think negatively. That's why you don't see the impact. Because automatically you're telling all your stuff, hey, I'm happy Venga came, But at the same time, why didn't he let me know? No? Automatically, you don't have the body and the mind combined together as happiness. You're not happy. You're happy, but not happy. You see the problem or not?
Yeah.
Okay. But you must understand, the gratitude is simple thing that you do. You say hello to somebody. Hey, good morning. How are you? When you say it with all what you have inside you, you take everything out and tell somebody, that somebody will be very happy. Yes or not?
Yes.
Gratitude. Simple thing. Like you see, when people drive a car, as an example, they're horning away, they are doing all sorts of things, going from one lane to another lane. These are people who are not happy at all, Ikram. And that's why they meet with accident. That's why they have problem. Because why? They are angry that somebody is in front of them. So the goodness in them doesn't come out. The negative thought comes out. But if you drive on your lane, you just can't be bothered what the left or right do when you are driving, and you're grateful that you are alive. You will feel good. Am I saying something that you don't understand?
No, it makes sense.
When you drive, when you do something, you always must be happy in doing it in order to enjoy the complete satisfaction of what you are doing. Then you'll be grateful.
Mm-hmm.
This is grateful. Let me try to explain that in a simpler, say, tangible way. See whether that makes any sense to you. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
So first of all, all humans are good. Yes or no?
Well, yes, inherently, they're born good, definitely.
You know, Ikram, you took some time to see, the answer is yes. Every human is born with goodness in him. Everyone. But have you found out what is it? And you acknowledged it. Have you acknowledged the goodness in you? We don't. Why? Because we want to be better than another human being. We don't want to be better than who we are, what we are, but we want to be better than somebody else. That's the problem, number one. So acknowledge that you have good in you. There are so many things good in you. Acknowledge that. Okay? And then the second thing, this is also important. You need to form a small little practice that you can make. Doesn't need for you to go and learn from someone. Develop a soothing practice. It could be simply sitting down, closing your eyes, and just enjoying the pleasure of breathing in and breathing out.
Right.
Yes, as simple as that. Okay. The third thing is you must not only feel it, but you must also practice it, do it. But that doesn't mean buy a cake when you go to Venga's house. No need. The fact that your presence is more than enough.
Mm-hmm.
The gift is not an important thing. Your presence is important. And you bring that warmness in you to somebody else. Easy to practice or not?
Easy.
Can be done, isn't it?
Of course.
Don't have to go to Harvard to learn that, do you?
No.
No need. You can do it yourself, right?
Yes.
But because we don't know these simple things, we try to buy books and read them, which is full of, I won't use the word, full of things that they try to make it, they try to put measurement to that, okay? So that is what is gratitude. Now, what is not gratitude? Is also, okay? You try to force a positive thinking. No. This is very good. That's why you are dragged by advertisers telling you this is good. You know, this food is good, that drink is good. They're forcing you. This is what is not gratitude. But your body doesn't require that. Thirsty, you drink water, right?
Yes.
So your body tells you, I want water, go and drink water. That's it. But you don't have to drink a sweet drink or some advertised drink and all that. Because those people want you, the moment you feel that way, they advertise in such a way that you grab the drink. And who is benefiting from it? Not you, but the seller or the maker of the product. You understand?
Yep.
So that is not gratitude. The second thing is, okay, you tell yourself, oh, I I'm grateful, but I'm better than the other person. He is not grateful. We compare. That is not gratitude. You start to compare, oh, I'm better than him. Or I say, dude, about my brothers, I'm the best for my mother, like that. No? You start to compare. That is not gratitude.
Right.
So what I told you what is gratitude, I told you what is not gratitude. Okay. And then I want to quickly tell you, in order for you to develop gratitude, you need my 3 things that I talked about: write, goal,
Review.
review. Yes, you can computer, type and all that. But the moment you write, you will understand gratitude much better because you are creating images. To explain that, let me say it to you. Ikram, do you think in words? Do you think in certain language? How do you think? Your thought process, what is it?
It's a good question. I believe it's in a combination of words and pictures, images.
Image. We capture image, but the brain has the ability to put it into nice picture. It takes billions of pictures. And when the brain cells are thinking, they formulate the picture. See or not? So we think in pictures, we describe it in words, but we will never be able to describe what we are thinking in completely 100%. Yes or no?
Yes, correct.
Because it's virtually impossible. That's why visual is how people can communicate much better. So first thing, right? Second thing, you must always tell yourself, hey, I want to improve in this particular gratitude thing. I must be thankful to my mother. I must be thankful to your father. And this must be, you must be able to develop that yourself. And you must teach your children that also, gratitude. Say thank you when you receive something. Say please. And be polite and things like that, okay? So a lots of things are simple yet difficult, but that's the goal part of it.
Right.
And then to review every single day, what are the things that you did that you're happy about? And you will begin to recognize that throughout the day, you have been very happy doing the things that you're doing. If you start to record that down every day without fail. Once a week, you will forget, lah. You got to do it every night. But here is the best part. Now that this is where the universities are very good at it. If you do that, your entire chemical structure in your body before you go to bed changes. It adds in all sorts of chemical. It produces that to give you a damn good sleep. Sorry.
Right.
You understand?
Yep.
That's why when you journal this down, you will sleep very well. Then your melatonin that is released by your body, okay, gives you a complete good night's sleep, and then it creates other chemical, which then impacts your frontal cortex and all that. That's why you have a very good sleep, and you get up in the morning. Wow, what a wonderful world it is. The body produces that, Ikram. You don't need any chemical.
Right.
Okay, so this is the review part, meaning at the end of the day, you review. So write your gratitude down.
What you're grateful for.
Yeah, exactly. And then review that. Okay. Now let's look a little deeper and see, hey, what are the benefits we get out of this? First of all, health.
Like
Health.
Gratitude is good, but what's the purpose? How does it benefit us?
Correct. How does it benefit us? Number one, you sleep better. You want to have a good night's sleep? Gratitude. Recognize gratitude. The more happy your cells are, the better you will sleep. Make sense or not?
Yes.
Huh?
That-
The second thing, and important, this is what they have found out. Okay? If you are a hypertensive patient, the moment you record this gratitude and all that, your blood pressure remains normal. For people with hypertension.
Mhm.
For people with no hypertension, the blood pressure drops.
Right.
Okay, these are signs. The third thing is it increases your energy immediately for the next day. And because you have a high energy, the fourth thing is your stress level will come down. And you will not be depressive, or you'll circumvent any negative thoughts and all that. And finally, what might surprise you, you have a longer life.
A longer life.
You live longer.
That's
And
interesting.
this is what the universities are. Berkeley is the one that did a lot of studies in this. And they are measuring this even now. That's a good part of it.
Mhm.
You understand? That's why they recommend meditation as a way to get all of this out. Now, then also, how to show gratitude, which is one of humans' problems. No? Okay? We are very reluctant. The first thing to do is you must compliment. You must give compliment. Make or not? Can or not? Possible or not?
Possible, yeah.
So, in other words, it is something that you must think all the time. Hey, what do I say? Nice thing about the person. What do I say? Good things about somebody. You must always observe. Your level of consciousness is very high to observe that. Okay? And for your own self, you must, number two, gratitude for your, how to show it. You must make a list. When you make the list, you recognize it. If you don't write it down, you will never see it. Because remember, the cells have many things to do, you know. And this is a small area, no? So you have to force it through.
Right.
The third thing that you can also show gratitude is volunteer. Volunteer in certain things people are doing for the benefit of people. You know? Walking a woman across the street, whatever, no? You must volunteer. In the community or whatever that is, no? If you can.
Right.
Otherwise, find something else better to do. Okay. The other thing which is important, the fourth thing is, you cannot, giving $1, $10 is not gratitude. But when you perform a service that benefits another human being, that is gratitude. You show gratitude. And another very simple thing, the last one, the fifth one, smile. Just smile. Possible or not?
Possible. That's probably the easiest.
Huh?
That's probably the easiest.
Yes, correct. Let me also elaborate a little bit. I divided into three things now. Into physical, social, emotional. The well-being, the gratitude. First of all, people who are grateful, they express grateful. I told you already, they sleep well. They normally can sleep 6-7 hours very well. And because of that, they get less sick. They're not always sick. Even a flu, no? If you are if you are happy, you're grateful and all that, you sleep well, you will have less illness. Is that difficult to understand?
No,
And because of that, you have a better health, right or not?
absolutely.
And because of that, you'll exercise, right?
Yes.
And because you exercise, what happened? There will be no aches and pains, botheration, right? You won't have aches and pains, right or not?
Correct.
So physically, these are the benefits. You take socially, you become more helpful. This is true. And because you are, you begin to compensate. You compensate and become better at understanding what people are. You feel better. You don't feel lonely. Yes or not? Yes or not? No, when you don't feel lonely, therefore, you are more forgiving. And you will go out and meet people. You see how that works? Now, grateful people, emotionally, they are very good. You have heard of this IQ, EQ, and all that, right? Emotional, okay? Emotion. What happened? They are always happier than many people emotionally. Grateful people, they're happier. Number two, they pay a lot of attention to their own joy, and they practice this all the time, emotionally.
Right.
Okay. And at the same time, they are more positive towards their own emotion. Whenever something is not so good, they will turn it around, make it feel good. Okay. And if they are stressed out emotionally, they will recover also very quickly. Understand that?
Yes.
Now, therefore, what are these benefits that you can get if you are grateful? Number one, gratitude provides you happiness that lasts, not it lasts. That's the number one thing.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, then it improves your physical health. Have I said that? It gives you better sleep. Yes?
Yep.
And it also improves your social behavior, which means you're talking to people, people understand you. It helps your career and your life goal. If you are a happy person, you show it. Yes or not, Ikram? Yes, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
You are correct or not? And then you'll strengthen, and your self-control also improves, which means automatically mental health improves also.
Right.
So now the question is, what do you need? What do you need to make all this happen?
Correct.
Right or
Yeah.
not?
That's the $1,000,000 question.
$1 million. Okay. First of all, there are a few things done. If every day you write down gratitude, you'll spend some little time with yourself, gratitude. Number one thing you must do. Okay. And then you must always remember that you need to tell someone why you feel grateful. You must tell someone else. Second thing. Okay. You must tell, because when you tell, your image gets better. Then your cell understands, the whole body understands the cell. Okay. Number three, always volunteer wherever possible. The thing. Meaning volunteer to help somebody or to say something nice to somebody. Boss. Okay.
Yes.
Fourth thing. The fourth thing, important, the fourth thing. Nature. Be grateful to nature. Hug a tree or put some plants, and that's why people like to grow plant. They grow it for wrong reason. But if you spend a little bit effort on the plant and all that, you are grateful for the oxygen you are getting from the plant. Yes or not?
Yes.
Okay. And finally, the fifth thing, spend a quiet, sit down somewhere quietly, and then just your breath, just watch your breath and see how you're breathing. 5 minutes.
Mhm.
That's all. And voila, you will become a fantastic human. Does that make any sense to you or not?
Yeah, it does.
Does it sound easy?
It sounds easy, but I don't think it is.
You have to do it every day.
Practice.
You have to do it every single day. And then you will get there. Okay? Of course, it gives you many other things. But what I'm trying to tell you, Ikram, it is such an easy thing. And yet, we don't want to do it. We are never grateful. Have you ever heard anyone tell you, oh, our government is doing good things to us in the world? Complain to God, right?
Yeah.
They are doing their best. Be grateful. Whoever works for you, okay, if he's a grateful person, he knows what is gratitude, he will do better.
Okay,
But
maybe
you
I
have to do it.
Sorry, I have
Yes.
a quick question, just a quick interjection, right? So you're saying you see, be gratitude in all situations, see the positive in it, but earlier you also said don't force the gratitude, right? How do you balance between these two? Like, there are many times a negative situation is a negative situation. Um, but in order to practice gratitude, you have to look at the positive in it, right? And it may become like you're forcing yourself to do it. How do you balance this?
Well, very simple. You need a piece of paper and a pencil. Whatever you feel negative, write it down. Write it down on this. Take a few minutes off, write down. At the same time, put another piece of paper, write down all the positive things. Negative things, you'll write more. Positive thing, you'll write only few. Because you're not used to seeing the positive side of things. This exercise, I learned a long time ago. The moment I put down the positive side, there's a limitation in the beginning, okay? Then I started to write and really force myself. And then I begin to see even those negative things, the way I saw it, could be in the positive column. You train yourself. Okay? Give you one quick example. Sales are down. Is it negative or positive?
Negative.
Negative, right? So you feel, ayo, I can't meet the budget, the account, this, that, the other, my profit. Leave that. Okay, then look at what is your customer list? What you're doing with your current customer. How can you help them more? How can they improve themselves? If I help them, how can they improve? And that itself will shift your thinking. Am I making any sense?
Yes.
So it's actually, it's not a very difficult thing to do. It's a very simple thing to do. Okay? If you see things as negative, it will be negative. If you see things as positive, it will be positive. That's why there's a famous term, if you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. Which one is positive, which one negative?
You can't. Can't is negative, can is positive.
Because you are telling yourself you can't do it. So in everything, there is always the positive side of things. But we have not been educated, or let's say we don't go to school, or we are not taught in school how to think positively. We are always taught, oh, you're no good. You can improve. First of all, there should have been no teacher. Then the school boys all will do very well. And the girls too will do very well. We should get rid of all the teachers, but that's me talking. I have no teacher, so therefore I taught myself. So what I'm trying to tell you is, whenever you feel that way, your negative energy. You are creating your negative energy. You have no negative energy. You have only positive energy inside you. Do you realize that or not?
No, because there are negative feelings, right? Sometimes you do feel negative.
No.
Could you explain
You
that?
are creating it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because why? You don't want to see the positive side of things. Because
Right.
you, your thought process is like that.
Mm-hmm.
You turn it, no, it's not. Just leave it aside. And why not I look only on the good side of things? You will develop that skill along the way.
Right.
But that will only happen if you review yourself. If you sit down every day at the end of the day, review, take out all that part, there is serotonin that is released by your body, will increase, which will, in a way, help your brain better. Your memories will become better.
Right.
And the whole series of things that can become better. But because we have been fed up with so much of negative news throughout our life, that's why we see things negatively.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So what I'm saying to you, to become positive is not easy. It's something that you got to practice over and over again. To me, the right goal review, if you do this every day, you will become a very positive person. That's what I can tell you. So you can see, understand gratitude, and then use it to make your life better.
Right.
Okay? And all those will come about provided you make the effort. Nobody's going to help you.
Right.
But you first must do the first thing about yourself. What's good in you? Pencil that down.
Write it down. Ringa, we have another 2 minutes before we have to wrap up. Is there anything you'd like to say in closing on gratitude?
All I can tell you, actually, it is a very simple thing you got to do. You want to see it as negative and harm yourself, go on, carry on.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to see it positive, good, you will see it that way. Okay? You can be happy with whatever is around you, or you can say what you are missing. Like that story I told you a long time ago that I read, that one old man told me the story, which I till today remember very well. There's a boy sitting, standing outside the Oxford Street,
Mm-hmm.
the English story. He was standing outside the shopping mall, winter, and complaining, complaining that he was born without, he doesn't have a feet, his leg, he got no feet. Complaining that all those nice shoes I cannot use, why was I created, how, all complaining about all like that. And by the side, he saw an old man sitting there, and he was sitting in a wheelchair with a blanket on his leg covered up on that. So the old man looked at him, cursing himself, told the old man, said, "What are you grumbling about?" He said, "Look, old man, what do you know? I was born with no feet. I can't wear all this beautiful shoe and all that." Pour it out. The old man took out the blanket that he had on his feet, said, "Young man, I was born with no feet, and I am happy that I'm alive." It's how you see life, no? But we can see it both ways. When people push you to do things, take it. Sit down quietly for 5 minutes. Write it down. What is their demand? Why are they asking this? What is the reason behind it? Then when your cells understand it, then you become positive.
Right.
Right? Goal review. That's my last word.
Thank you, Dr.
Okay.
Venga. Thank you very much. That was very insightful. To our viewers out there, if you've enjoyed this episode, do give us a like. If you've got any comments, please type them in the comment section below. Dr. Venga usually answers all the questions himself, and we'll be delighted to assist if you need any clarifications on what was discussed today. That wraps up our episode today on gratitude. Our next episode on personal development for entrepreneurs is happening in November the 6th. It's the first Wednesday of the month, as usual, at 8 p.m. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Venga.
Thank you. Good night.